Well, Manso and Clay Ferraro doing something here on Local10.com that Clay and I together have never done, and that's preview a Dolphins playoff game. And
have we even done it since the internet began? It feels like
it's been a while. You know, in 2008, I don't think we did web things like this at Channel 10. And here the Dolphins are in the playoffs. And we've known for a couple weeks now that they're in the playoffs. Yeah. But now we know who they're facing in the Steelers. And Clay, I know that the inclination for Dolphin fans is to say, well, we beat them once, we're going to beat them again. It's not that easy.
No, well, no Ryan Tannehill. I mean, and I'm sure we're going to hear all week, maybe he has a chance to play. And look, I saw him walking around in the locker room on Sunday. He did look very good for a guy that we thought had completely torn up his knee.
Much different than walking around the locker room than playing in a game.
100%. Yeah. So let's kind of take that out of the equation. The Steelers have one of the most potent offenses in the league, and the Dolphins' defense is massively beaten up. And I feel badly because I feel like we're starting this on kind of a sour note. It is phenomenal that they've gotten to this point. Yeah. It's phenomenal. It speaks so highly about Adam Gase, so highly for what's coming for the future of this team. There's a lot of holes that they've got right now. I mean, they played on Sunday against the Patriots without almost half of their projected preseason starters on defense. And you saw what Tom Brady was able to do. Ratchet that up a notch next week in the playoffs against Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. It's going to be tough. Everything in the playoffs, it's a little more intense. You've got every reason to be excited if you're a Dolphins fan, but unfortunately, it's a tough matchup.
It is, and I don't think it takes anything away from what the Dolphins have done this year, 10-6, and from the starting off 1-4 to get to this point is unbelievable. What you said about Adam Gase in the future, I think, is accurate. But I mean, it comes down to talent, and right now the Dolphins, because of injuries and the situation that they have there in particular on defense, just aren't as talented as the Steelers. And then you say, okay, well, a team that's has less talent can win, obviously. And it's not saying the Dolphins can't win, but you throw in the fact that the Steelers have won 7 straight, that they're playing great football, that they're playing at home, that Big Ben is healthy, unlike that game where the Dolphins knocked him out. Le'Veon Bell is cruising. The weather's going to be an issue. It's going to be built for that Steelers. It is a train coming out the Dolphins. It will take everything to happen perfectly. How do they win? Got to control the clock. JHI's got to run. Got to have success there. You know that the Steelers will key on that. Got to control that clock. Got to win the turnover battle. Got to find the way to make a play defensively. Bend, don't break. The Steelers will get their yards. And you got to hope that you can somehow pull off a win. But everything is against them. But that doesn't take away from the fact it's been a great season, that they're in position. Look, it's a playoff game. They can win. It's just going to be really hard.
Yeah, and going back to that first game against Pittsburgh, Mike Pouncey played. The Steelers had not seen this Dolphins rushing attack, where Jay Ajayi had been nothing near what he's been towards. That was his first 200-yard game. And
you just said it, Jay Ajayi. That's the way they win.
Yeah, 100%. I just think the Steelers went into that game not knowing what they were going to get with Jay Ajayi. They had no idea what was coming at him. Now they know what's coming at him. And I thought it was interesting reading what Devin McCourty said after the game, after the Patriots-Dolphins game. He said, we were told by Matt Patricia, the New England Patriots defensive coordinator during the week, this is not about scheme. This is about tackling. When you see 23,
they tackle them.
Out
of all the teams, I'm glad you mentioned that. Of all the teams that have played Ajayi, even when he's struggled, which has not been much of late, teams have poorly tackled and haven't wrapped and finished. So the Patriots did a good job of that. I think the Steelers will watch that film and understand it. Matt Moore's going to have to make plays for them to have any chance. Cannot turn the ball over. Absolutely cannot turn the ball over. He's got to hope that somehow they pull off this magic that they've got going continues, because it has been a magical season. Kudos to the Dolphins on a great year. They will now take on the Steelers next weekend. They will be the big underdog. There's no doubt about it. But they've been a bit underdog for most of the season, starting at 1-4, and here they are.
I had them at 5-11. Shock us again. Prove us wrong again.
7-9, and they are 10-6 headed to the playoffs to take on Pittsburgh next weekend.